Hi guys, Tim here from South Oz Hobby Hunter. Now tonight I'm doing a quick review on the HL28 headlamp torch from Brinyte. It was sent to me a few weeks ago and I've been testing it out on a few of my hunts. Now every hunter knows that a good headlamp torch is crucial. Now whether it be for spotting animals, reloading ammunition, or just seeing where you're walking so you don't trip over, break a leg and end your night's hunt. So this is my go-to torch and it has been for quite some time. It was a cheap eBay special, not great, but it did the job and it had most of the functions that I liked on it. However, it wasn't perfect and I'm always on the lookout for a good headlamp torch. One of the headlamp torches that I went out and purchased myself was from Olight. Now this little torch, great little torch, however, it's not great for spotlighting or for searching for animals. Good for working around your car, campsites, that sort of thing. Fishing? Definitely, but not really great for hunting. So, Brinyte sent me this thing. This is their HL28, and this one is actually a prototype. Well, actually, both of them that were sent to me were prototypes. So I haven't got the full box that they come with, but they sent me everything else. Now, as you can see, it is quite big, quite robust. It has a rather large battery pack and a nice bezeled torch head with a focusable beam so you can zoom in and zoom out, and it also has a 90-degree angle adjustment so you can actually point it in the right direction when it's sitting on top of your head, so you don't have to keep straining your neck to see where you're going or see what animals you're hunting. So this torch is the original prototype. It came with a push button on off switch, and I found that if you actually press and hold the switch, it actually dimmed the torch or made it brighter depending on which way it went. Now that was the only way you could actually adjust the beam intensity, was by pressing and holding the button. The good thing was you pressed it once, it turned on, you pressed it a second time, it turned off. Now that was one of the main features I didn't like on my old torches, because you actually had to scroll through a high beam, a low beam, a strobe, and then to off. So if you were out there and you spotted an animal and you wanted to turn the torch off really quickly, you had to hit the button a couple of times and get it right to turn the torch off. Otherwise it went to strobe or back to high beam. The other feature that the Brinyte HL28 came with is different coloured patterns. So we have a red, a white, and a green LED lights, which is controlled just by a quick lever system on the top of the torch, which is really easily accessible and easy to find when you're out hunting. So the other torch they sent me was the upgraded version. Now the main difference between this one and the first one that they sent me was the dimmer control. As you can see on the side here, there's a little control knob. So if you, I'll point the torch at you so you can see, if you turn the control knob, you can actually control the torch intensity just by this control knob. Now the only thing I would say with that is I would love that to be a press on, press off button, so you can set your intensity and leave it at that and then press it on, press it off, and you're always at the same intensity, but you can adjust it very accurately using that control knob. Now once again, it does come with the red, white and green functions. We found them really helpful. A lot of animals can be white light shy. Also, the other night when we were out hunting, Bob and myself, Bob's now using the second one, I'm using the good one, of course. We found that there was a lot of bugs in the air, like mosquitoes and sandflies. And if we were using white light without moving about, we would actually get quite attacked by these sandflies. So we switched over, I was using red and Bob was using green, and we found that both of those light patterns or light spectrums didn't attract the bugs nearly as much. So that's what we ran around with and what we were hunting with using the red and the green light. Other features is a fully adjustable band, so it has several adjusting straps there, one on the top, one at the back, Another one on the side. It also has a contoured plate that mounts to your, or that presses against your forehead, and the back plate where the battery is also nicely contoured, and it also is vented, so it does breathe a little bit. Another feature of the strap is the nice little Brinyte logo. That is reflective, so if you're out hunting with a few mates, or one or two mates, you can actually see their reflective band on their Brinyte straps, so you know where they are even if their torch isn't pointed at you. So there it is there, quite a nice headlamp. It is very well balanced. It is heavy, I won't deny that, but once it's on and in position, it actually becomes very comfortable and almost non-existent. You know you're wearing it, but it's not a heavy, cumbersome torch, even though it feels like it when you first put it on. You soon forget about it, and you just love the simplicity and the flexibility of the torch by being able to adjust it at different angles, by focusing the beam in to a nice tight spot and out to a huge flood. So I'll go through a few of the specs. You have a red, a green and a white LED light function. You have a 90-degree adjustable head, a focusable beam and a dimmer function from 3% right up to 100% of battery power. It runs two 2170 lithium ion rechargeable batteries, but it can also use the 18650 batteries, and you can use one battery or you can use two batteries in the battery compartment. It'll work both ways. Comes with a magnetic charger. It's waterproof of an IP66 rating and impact resistance up to 1 meter. So you can drop it. Don't just throw it around, but you know, if you accidentally knock it off the cupboard or off the back of the ute while you're loading up magazines, it's not going to break it. So we'll go through the light outputs. The red light at maximum output is 110 lumen. It'll put a beam out to about 420 meters, and that battery on a full charge will last you about 6 hours of runtime. If you go to the white light, this is obviously the one that you're going to be using mostly for hunting and spotting with. So that comes in at 315 lumen. It'll throw a beam out to approximately 810 meters, but will only last for 2 hours and 50 minutes approximately. And finally, the green light puts out 85 lumen, will throw a beam also out to 420 meters, same as the red one, and will give you 6 hours and 30 minutes of runtime. So quite a substantial runtime for both the red and the green light. Now, on the battery compartment, if you press and quickly the recharging port for the battery, it'll actually light up with green LEDs indicating on how much power you've got left. So if only one light lights up, you have between 0% and 25% battery power left. If you have two lights lit up, between 25 and 50%, three lights, 50 to 75%, four lights, between 75 and 100%. It also, whilst you're charging, will give you indication of how much battery charge time is left. So that works in reverse. So obviously with one light showing, you've got only 25% power charge. Or on the battery compartment where you connect up the magnetic charging port, you can press the button quickly and it'll give you an indication of how much battery life you've got left on your torch. So if one light lights up, you have 0 to 25% battery life. Two lights will give you 25 to 50% battery life. Three lights will give you 50 to 75% battery life. And if you have all four lights lit up, you have between 75 and 100% of your battery power left. On the battery pack, so this is your battery pack here. On the back there, you have your battery port. This is your battery charger, which is USB plug-in. So plug it into any USB power out source and just clips on to the back of your battery. So pull it off and it just snaps on. Now obviously it's not plugged in, so we won't get any lights. But if I do press the button on the back, as you can see here, I've got 4 lights. So I've got between 75 and 100% battery power. Now to change the batteries, all you need to do is unscrew the battery compartment, and there's your battery pack there. Now you can also charge these using a USB-C battery port connector, and you just plug it in there, and a little red or green light, depending on if it's charging or fully charged, will light up on the top of the battery. When it's ready, just slide it back into the torch and put your caps back on. If you do choose to buy one of these torches and you buy the kit from Brinyte, in the kit comes a couple of battery compartment O-rings. So if you do damage the O-rings on the back of the battery compartment caps, it does come with a few spare ones. I didn't get an O-ring kit because I got one of the prototype headlamps. So I guess not having some O-rings, I lucked out, but I certainly got a very good headlamp. Now this has become my new go-to headlamp. I will always take this one with me, and I don't think I'll be changing it anytime soon unless something else better comes along. And trust me, I think it's going to take some beating. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review on the HL28 torch from Brinyte. Now, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the like and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow. I'm excited at the moment because one of my videos is almost at the 1 million mark, and I've got another video on the cutting board that's going to take some time to get up and running, as it's got over 700 rats on it. So stay tuned for that one. I hope to get some of that out in the next week or so. Well guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, as I said, and remember, please stay safe, keep calm and reload.